This is my wife's dream build. The camper van, sprinter van, overland van, which started life as a cargo van. And up until this point, I feel like I've done what I'm pretty good at. Made the outside look pretty dang epic while being a little bit more functional, but today we're diving into uncharted territories. Because just in a few days, the Black Pearl has to travel over 3,000 miles to California and back while towing the Kolohe Corvette. Because we were just invited out by Nitto Tire to compete in Nitto Tire's Driving Lines driver battle. So this thing needs to be able to host us and host the Corvette to get there and all the way back. This is legit the first big trip. And for that trip, we just built this. A 2004 Corvette that was previously in an accident so bad that it totaled out the car. It became the perfect candidate to become a track monster. Wide body, wide stance, coilovers, brakes, stage 2 cam, upgraded engine internals, coolers, and a few more things to come, including some very sticky Nitto NT01 tires. This thing's a monster. That thing looks cool, but it's completely empty inside, and we've got a pretty hefty checklist today. Are you excited for the California trip?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Maui is gonna stay with Grammy and Sarge though. Gonna hang out with the chickens.
What's a chicken?
I didn't think about that. Forgot the chickens. What you doing?
Cleaning.
Because we gotta build this thing out today somehow. I've like 2.5 days to get this done. So one of the biggest challenges we need to overcome it right now is how in the world this van and that Corvette is getting all the way to California and back. Because it turns out the Sprinter only has a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, which is not a lot. With the Corvette weighing in at 3,200 pounds, that gives us 1,800 pounds to work with for a trailer. And those of you that know car haulers, I'm very new to that world, 1,800 pounds is not a lot at all. So the first thing we are accomplishing today is the most expensive part of the video. Let's go buy a trailer, babe. It's trailer time, boys. This is Daddy's Christmas gift. There is a little bit of a method behind the madness, guys, to this purchase. This is something I've wanted for years, but also we've had a phenomenal year thanks to you guys that it makes sense to go ahead and have a fairly larger investment towards the end of the year to decrease that taxable liability that I'm gonna have because of the success this year in the channel and thanks to you guys. So thank you in advance. We're about to see it for the first time. I am stoked. This is a nice trailer. So this is a 2026 model trailer, pretty much brand new from what he described it as. I'm also saving like $4 grand versus buying a new one. There she is. Let's go. I'm stoked. Woo! Testosterone boost. Thank you guys. Just early off in this video for the support. This trailer doesn't exist without you guys watching these videos. I'm hoping this trailer will bring more entertainment to those videos in the near future, which you guys will like. And in turn, scroll down and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. First U-turn, let's see if we can do it. Oh, we nailed it. Should we go to by Sarge's?
Yeah. Check on
Go
the
see your chickens? You guys want to see your chickens? Okay. All right.
Chicken.
Okay, go see the boys' chickens. Now go back this way. Don't let the edge get you. Just a big ramp, that's all it is. You take a hit. 2026 Aloha trailer. It's pretty much brand new. I just saved like $3 grand on it by buying it from someone that already bought it before.
Yep.
You can mount a winch right here. And then pull up your 55 or your truck when it blows up. We just need inevitably.
55 is a forklift.
Let's go. The chicken house. Oh my goodness, they are huge. You guys are massive now. You suburban chickens, you. And Bucky got eaten by a bobcat the other week. Shh. Hi, Gas. How you doing? And Sergeant Grammy are just getting back from Vegas. There'll be another video dropping on the second channel soon of SEMA 2025. Me and Sarge actually just got back. Grammy and Sarge stayed for another 2 days. I headed out a little bit early, but SEMA this year was a blast. Second channel. I'll put link in the description below. Watch this. Ching.
Oh,
That's awesome.
It's got runway lights.
Are they LEDs? Last fit?
We're gonna upgrade the trailer lights to last fit LEDs. What do you guys think? Goodbye, my family! What we did in the old days. Woo! Good morning, good morning. I had to come out here a few times last night. I have a trailer. How cool is this? We have a car trailer. All aluminum, Aluma, has the rock guard, has a spare tire. It's a tilt trailer and it's a little bit longer than, to be honest, I wanted. On the fence last night, I'm like, oh shoot, I should have got a 16 instead of an 18 because the 18 is technically actually 20 with that front little lip. I think we're gonna be better off with the 18. We're gonna be able to move weight around a lot better. We can actually store some stuff up in front of the car if we wanted to, but we got a trailer, guys. I'm stoked on it. We have lots to get done. My wife and I spent some time out here last night, and there's nothing more healthy for a marriage than debating over what you should do with the van. But we found a happy medium. When I say happy medium, we're doing what my wife wants. Here we go. So bench here, walkway here, and then we're eventually gonna build some kind of a cabinet system / kitchenette type of system. And then we're gonna put a fold out desk here for the boys as well as me when we can turn around and I can work off of that desk. And this is gonna be stage 1 in this interior build out. Now the thought is we're gonna go ahead and build this out to work really well for the California trip, but also kind of give us a little taste of what eventually the van will be for its final build out. This is a generic 8.5 foot awning, wall mounted. So we're gonna put it on a van. Now, the more I work on this thing, the more I realize that anytime you're looking for parts for a Sprinter van, just adding the word Sprinter quadruples the price of anything. So, what I did instead was find a generic outdoor awning that's wall mounted. Great brand, just half the cost because I didn't include Sprinter on it. So hopefully we can make this thing work with the van because wife wants an awning. Her build, not mine. I just work here. And we bought it off Amazon, so we didn't have to pay the $150 shipping that all the companies that make Sprinter parts charge. And it also looks exactly the same as the one that costs 3 times as much. Got excited, I thought there was instructions, but what this is 97 different languages saying the same thing. Recommended installation by a professional. One down there, one there, one in the middle. Oh crap, what are these for? And these are white. Might have figured out why this was so cheap, but that's okay, we're gonna make it work. Because you wanted an awning, love.
I did.
Did want an awning.
Even though this was a different brand than what's listed on most of the Sprinter van websites, it functions and mounts nearly identical. First thing to do was to see where on the roof rack those mounting bolts lined up and where we were going to need to drill.
All right, figuring this out as we build it. So we have 3 holes that mounts this awning to the front side of the van, 3 more there, and then we're gonna put 2 right in the middle. Couldn't figure out what in the world what this bottom one was for because it doesn't line up to anything and you can't see it from the inside. So what we're actually supposed to do, we're gonna take this, put it where we marked earlier, and then we need to drill the one hole that doesn't exist yet at the top and drill this bottom hole. When the bottom hole is drilled, we then mount this here, put this up there, and then we take the bottom hole that's now a hole in the FVC roof rack and drill it from the inside. That way we mount from the inside this awning and it mounts to the new bracket. Clear as mud? Perfect, let's do it.
With the 3 brackets now bolted up to the roof rack, we're placing the awning on those brackets so we can drill all the way through the back side. The roof rack, the bracket, and the awning, that way we can run a bolt all the way through, bolting it up solid against the van. But we do have to open it up slightly to do so. Something to also note is we did have a choice between a 10 foot and an 8.5 foot awning. The 10 foot would have run the entire length of the roof rack, and wifey, chose the shorter of the 2.
Let's go. I'll say this was easier than your stinking front bumper.
Yeah.
9 million volts later. Thread locker. I do not want this flying off the van. All right, let's test her out.
So cute. There's nothing going on inside there.
With the installation complete, it was time to see what this thing looked like, mounted permanently to the Black Pearl. At which time, I then realized the first of my 2 consequences for ordering a generic awning not necessarily built for a Sprinter van. And on the docket for my second of 2 consequences.
I was kind of worried about the height.
Pros and cons of having a big 8 van, babe. Well, first, the rod is stuck inside of that contraption. Turns out when you tighten this thing all the way down and cinch it all the way against that roof rack, that pole gets to an angle where it will not release. Problem number two, babe, you wanna show the audience? Hey, they look good. What are you talking about? It's nice. It's very, very, very nice. Hey, but it looks cool. You got an awning. Stinging thing won't come out and the legs are too short. Now what? Oh, crap. Day starting out just great, guys. All right, we added the spacer to the underside of one of them to get it to tilt just a little bit more, so please, please work. Oh, now it's clean. Dang, I'm good.
That was rude.
There we are. We're good. Got the stick.
Got a stick.
Got an awning. But we got no legs.
No legs.
Oh, man. Cletus McFarland would have no issue getting these. Maybe just put a stool in the van.
We're gonna need one anyway. I say we only take it out when there's no wind.
Just let it hang.
Just let it hang.
I'll overlay some cinematic, intense music right now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Something like that. Oops.
Why don't we just put a magnet on the back of that and then put it to the car?
Aluminum now. Ah, I hate this van. Who built this van? All right, that's a wrap for tonight. We're going grocery
That's a wrap.
shopping because we got to do parent stuff.
Well, you know, we gotta be adults.
She's got to be the adult. I'm a full-time child, thanks to you guys.
Hi, Melly.
If Melly had a voice, what would it be?
It would be like a wannabe deep voice, but then
Like a Kevin Hart. Oh, he's straight up Kevin Hart.
My name is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
100% that's him. Anyways, guys, like the video below because I hate it.
well, I love it.
So much to do, so little time.
So, you know what's funny? Oops. Installing an awning on this giant van with legs that are too short. And you know what's not funny? Lying on your back, screaming in pain because your leg's cramping at an 8-year-old soccer practice because you decided to race them all and you're no longer 20 and you were low on electrolytes. Not fun. You know, despite some things in life just being completely out of your control, like this awning being too short because someone tried to save a lot of money on something my wife really wanted, but I didn't want at all. Definitely not my fault. Some things in life are in fact controllable, like keeping the right amount of electrolytes in your body, thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Element. Love this stuff. Unlike this. See, with every problem, there's a solution. Kind of. All right, babe, you're right. This is actually pretty cool. With as much as I hate this van, I actually love the physical demand it takes to build it. Now, fortunately, I've had things like Element to help me stay hydrated and push through those physical demands. And as someone that's been drinking this for well over a year now, I can see the distinct difference in myself when I'm hydrated and when I'm not. Also, this tastes amazing.
When it comes to sports drinks, so many now are loaded with sugars and dyes. In each packet of Element, I'm getting exactly what I want. A science-backed dose of electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, potassium, in an easy, portable little pouch that I can take anywhere. I just mix it with water.
And guess what, guys? The lemonade flavor is now permanent. Stoked on that. So guys, join the community of professional athletes, health experts, and DIYers who order awnings that are too short for their van. There's a link in the description below. Go to drinkelement.com/Lone Star. You can get yourself a free Element sample pack with any purchase. And there's no risk to that purchase. If you don't like it, then return your order, no questions asked, and just go give it to a salty friend like me. Big thank you to Element for sponsoring today's video, being a continued supporter on the channel, keeping me hydrated, and keeping us from going bankrupt. We love you guys. Link in the description below, guys. Woo! All right, let's actually mount these things up on the van for real. This is actually going to work. Let's freaking go. This whole entire thing needs a wash. We're gonna clean just this area.
Because fortunately, with this awning came 2 plastic mounting clips. Now these are meant to be mounted onto the van to provide a location to lock in those legs to provide support up underneath the awning versus going straight to the ground with it. Now you're supposed to drill into the van to mount these. We're not doing that.
And it looks a little crooked because it has to be in order for it to sit flush against the body. It works. Doesn't look perfect, but it's more better. Locked in. We've got an awning. All right, that's done. Well, we still need to figure out the door, put the spacer in there that we can get past the tire with the sliding door, but it works. So we're gonna let it sit for now. We've got a bunch of other stuff we have to get tackled, which means it's time to do some woodworking. I'm gonna make some seat shelves, cubbies that we can sleep on. Now my wife was online looking at potential options for a rear bench seat storage sleeping solution. $6,000 because it has the Sprinter van tax. So instead, I spent $100 at Home Depot. Lowe's, my bad. Yeah, go get the tire. Go get it, go get it. It's gonna hit you. Maplewood, hardwood. Zip system. I couldn't afford it on the shop, but I bought zip system for the van. Let's go build some stuff.
So a few weeks ago, my wife and I were talking about the interior build out on the van, what we can accomplish before this California trip. Our thought was, okay, we'll get a seating area, some storage, and something we can convert into a bed we can sleep on top of. And then she sent me the link to this. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. I'll just throw this in here, we'll be good to go. Then I scrolled down and saw the price. $6,210 for that. So instead, we go to Lowe's for $150 and we're trying to do our own. Now, here's the challenge when it comes to this interior. Every single piece of lumber we add into it adds weight. Every single pound of weight we add into the van makes the driving experience worse and worse, especially when we're towing 4,500 pounds behind us. So what we're doing here, we're gonna build 2 boxes, about 5 foot by 22 inches. We're gonna build it along the inside skin that we maximize all the area and put the tops of those benches on hinges so you can store things inside of them. But we need to be able to also convert it to one solid platform that'll make about a 6 foot by 5 foot bed. This part we still need to work out. The main focus, minimal lumber, solid structure. What's really cool is there's very complex systems for these Sprinter vans to have power and solar and all that. And I think one day we'll have it, but now this is so simple. It's everything packed into one box. And all I do is plug solar into it and it charges itself, but you can also charge it off a wall. You can power 220 with it. You can have an RV, like it has everything in a box. And I don't have to worry about the crazy wiring shenanigans. Just put solar panels on the roof, plug it into there, and it'll just stay charged. Ooh, I hate wintertime. Feels like it's midnight. It is 6 p.m. Although the Sony cameras, I love Sony cameras at night.
Doesn't make it look like it's that hard.
They do an amazing job. Yeah, it's like pitch black, but it's making the sky look like it's blue. So this is where I'm at right now, but I'm getting hung up a little bit. So your $6,200 option, see how far back they cut it in? So basically, there starts where the wall becomes flat, but then if you close the door, then you got this weird like 9-inch space. So what I've done instead is actually cut that to the curvature of the wall, so it sits flush against the wall.
He's testing out.
Coilovers work. The reason we got zip system is we're painting this flat black, and if we were to paint just a sheet of plywood, you'll be able to see all the wood grains. But the zip system, it's just like this textured, like industrial-ish finish. I think it'll look really good. And then maple across the top.
Let's go work.
Maui's here too.
The whole family is in the van.
That's it for tonight. Good night. Now that I have the exact shape of the box figured out, we're ripping a few 2x4s in half to create the structure to fasten it all together. Something to note, this table saw only being powered off the Bluetti here. I'm just getting too lazy to run extension cords. This is just easier at times. Zip system box. Let's go.
All right, we still need to cut our top piece of maple hardwood to go across the top there. We're actually gonna cut it in 2 different pieces. We're gonna do one piece from about here to this portion, and then that's gonna be on a hinge where you can lift it up kind of like a little drawer. And then we're gonna cut a second piece that's gonna be static and not moving. That'll fit that gap there because I decided to be incredibly complex and try to work around that corner. Should've just did the box. Before we cut the piece of maple, we're gonna rinse and repeat this. And then once we have our 2 boxes, we'll cut our maple, get it up there, and I think our hinges should be in by then. Amazon.com, they're like spring-loaded hinges so it doesn't slam down. Once we confirm this all fits, we'll sand it down, make it pretty, stain it, poly, paint it. Yep.
The second time is always quicker. Just the main challenge of this crazy curved side to run along the curve of the door frame. Not sure why I wanted to do this. Each of our connections is glued and then nailed with the longest possible finish nail possible without sticking out the other end. Box sides for number 2, complete.
Got a seat here, got a seat over there. I just need the rest of the seat. We can absolutely make these stronger, but again, the whole goal was lightweight. I need to figure out how to make a hinge to flip this portion up. Same with that. And then once we do that, we're then gonna measure in between the boxes and cut another piece of maple and run one piece down the middle, but in 4 different pieces. All of this might change. This is just our first go at it. We figure we'll do it quick and dirty the first time, try it out, see what we like, what we don't like, and we can change for the final round. Building a shop is a dangerous thing because once you build a shop, you think you can build. So how the heck are you supposed to cut hardwood? That went horribly. Fortunately, the other side looks good, so we can sand that down, put that on the bottom side. But now I got to rip these at 16 inches. That way we can put them across the top. Okay, that's one. So it'll be there. And quick test. Not bad. Oh, it's got a little give. I was gonna try to get away without adding a support on the back, but yeah, we'll add one. Oh, these are nice. This can become a furniture channel. Good. And we're up. Okay. This side's solid. This side's a little flimsy. So we're gonna add, probably just add a little bit of support back there. I need to check where that wheel well is. And then just outside of the wheel well, we'll come down, support that bottom side.
Instead of just adding a post straight down, I decided instead to run a 1x2 across the base of the inside of the box and cut a small piece of zip system to transfer some of that load from the top down to that 1x2. And these boxes are pretty dang solid. Now, with that figured out, it was time to cut our last piece of maple for the back of the box. Again, we're working around this curved door frame, which I decided to try to build around, so we cut a few cardboard templates, transferred that to the maple, and then cut that with a jigsaw to get that angle just right.
Whole lot of work for 2 boxes, but we've got 2 boxes. So trying to find that compromise, a happy medium in between what my wife wants and what my wife wants, I think this is gonna work. We just have to clean it up quite a bit. So everything in here, we're gonna pull back out, sand it down, try to get rid of all the harsh corners and edges and try to smooth everything out. The bottom of the boxes, where it's zip system, it's gonna be black, flat black. And the top, I think I picked up, I don't even remember what color stain it is, but it's a stain and poly.
And after a little bit of time with some 220 grit sandpaper, we had everything sanded, ready for paint and for stain.
All right, guys, we're trying to move quick now. We're losing daylight. So we have both of our boxes cleaned up. Sorry, you're dropping. It'll stop. Good. So we're going flat black on the lower boxes. On the maple wood across the top, we're gonna stain that. And I'm gonna use a jumbo can for the inside because all the nooks and crannies will be pain in the butt to do it by hand with a brush. And we're gonna roll the outside. Painted. We're gonna grab the pieces of wood. We're gonna go run in the garage and probably stain them tonight. And then we have our hinges, which we've got to figure out how we're gonna mount those up to this and those. That way the cupboard things can lift up. And we also need to cut 4 more pieces to bridge the gap. And then we'll likely have to support it up underneath so it doesn't cave in on us as we sleep. This van project, guys, all the little details take so long. And speak of the devil, yes, speak of the devil who's making me do this. Oh, it's that time of year, guys. The way the neighborhood's shaped, I get the entire neighborhood's leaves in my garage. So this is day 1. What's up, basketball coach? Okay, let's hit this with some stain so we can call it a night. We'll let this cure up overnight and hopefully everything will be dry in the morning. Good morning. Everything's looking good. That wasn't necessarily the case early this morning. I came out here and these looked terrible that we stained last night. Turns out you need a minimum of 2 coats for it to actually look good. So we have a satin finish, beautiful. Just to see the distinct difference in between what we bought at Home Depot and after we stained it with that poly. It looks so nice. And this is the reason why we chose Zip System. Look at that textured finish. I love that look with the flat black. If you went with like a typical OSB or plywood, this is kind of the finish you would see. But because we went with Zip, nice and clean. We got a few, dings from the little finish nails, but this is a utility van. As long as I don't get splinters by rubbing my hand on it, I'm good. Let's get the boxes back in here, figure out how in the world we're gonna do our hinges, and get it mounted up for the final time. We need to get our trailer camera rear view mirror thing set up as well. Let's go.
So, I've never mounted hinges before, so this was fun figuring out. The hinges that I bought off Amazon have both a spring to help hold the door up or open, as well as a damper to keep the hinge from slamming shut. These could not have been any more perfect.
Let's go! And soft close, ready? Solid platform? Oh, yes. All right, here we go. There's our 2 bench storage things. My goodness, that was a pain in the butt. Aww, I broke it. This is my spacer. That's okay. We got to cut exactly 20, I almost kicked that spacer too, 28-inch pieces to go from this edge to that edge to span that gap. And then we'll put that in here, and then basically what I'll do is measure these, which are 26 inches, to run up underneath that board that'll go on top. And this will be our new platform to kind of put our bed on and for sleeping. So, second side. Check. Let's go. I am a carpenter. Not really. This has been really miserable. So we got 28 by 15-inch pieces. We need 4 of them. And then I'm gonna throw a 1x2 up underneath to keep it from sagging. And the reason we're cutting it at 15 inches is so I can actually take them and we can just slide them in here and store them in here when we need them. Open this, use them, we're done, put them away. Also, look what I did, guys. Got our Blue Eddy. It is a little bit on the heavy side. Yeah, I'm gonna want to support. And I'm gonna throw a 1x2 probably up underneath. And it's gonna butt up against each side of the Zip System. So not only will it reinforce it this way, but it's gonna transfer that weight to this section. Voila. Man, with every task I complete on any build, I gain an appreciation for like a new trade. So this one, cabinetry. Guys that build cabinets for a living, these aren't cabinets, but kind of the same concept and idea. Jeez, that's a beating. Also, Element Sparkling in the can. The online launch in just a few weeks, I think early 2026. These are available in a few like gyms, I think some Targets. Come on, gotta paint these things now.
You know, I could stain these to make them match the rest of the maple wood, but I like the contrast. We're going flat black on them down the middle. We actually might leave one section on all the time and have kind of like a U-shaped couch in the back of the van.
Burning daylight. This takes so long, but it's looking good. All right, all pieces are painted. We're letting that flat black dry all the way. And you might notice also that we changed our initial plan from doing 4 pieces to 5. And that's because I'm cheap. I realized that if I cut these in 5.5 inch pieces, there'll be little gaps in between, which is fine. I can save myself an entire sheet and take it back because it was like $69. We were able to knock all of this out with 1 sheet of maple hardwood and 1.5 sheets of zip system. Now for this one, we didn't have time to do some deep research. I just looked up on Amazon and found the most popular rearview mirror camera there was, which is Wolfbox. This comes with 2 cameras, one out the front. So it actually does become a dash cam, which is awesome. But also for me, the whole reason I'm doing this is to be able to see behind the Sprinter as we are towing.
Because this has been the hardest thing to get used to with this van. No visibility out the back. The camera system is amazing on the Sprinter, but it's really only usable when you're parking. I wanted something that I could see behind me all the time, especially when I'm towing.
My newly created race car. Yeah, it's my wife's. Cool. This is nice. All right, we've now confirmed our cable is just barely long enough. It's perfect for the van. So the idea with this rear view camera is being able to see what's behind me through my rear view mirror. This van has cameras, a ton of them, and you can see all of them through the infotainment, but it's one of those things where you can turn the camera on and then it turns itself right back off after a few seconds. So being able to see behind me, especially when we're towing, I want to be able to see continuously. That's why we're doing this. So this cable is going to go from the camera sitting at the very back to here, and then the new thing just clamps onto the existing rear view mirror. And we're going to run this cable, tuck it up real nicely up underneath the headliner, and then all the way back. And I got to figure out how to get through the roof to get to the camera. Double camera. That's what's up.
With all of our recent journeys with wiring on this Black Pearl and my recent successes, I've gained way too much confidence. I tried to outsmart the system with this rear view camera and hardwire it in my own way. It ended up biting me in the butt.
This camera has like a built-in fuse or safety or whatever. You have to use the cigarette outlet or else the camera won't, or the rearview mirror won't turn on. So I've tried everything. So now I'm resoldering everything back together that I cut up. But we're gonna put a cigarette outlet inside the seat base so I don't have to see it ever.
Oh, I love it. Look at these beautiful benches.
You like the spring-loaded hinges?
Oh yes.
It's also got a soft close.
No joke though. This is the setup that I've been wanting this whole time. And he finally gave it to me. I wanted at least 2 areas of benches right here. Check. Next step is figuring out what we want to put over here, what we want to put on the top, what we want to actually put on the walls, if they're going to stay the same or are they going to change. He likes this look. I like a more finished look.
So here's our rearview camera. Please work. Yay! It works. If you can tell, it's now nighttime. Thank you, wiring electrical issues. I feel like this is a common trend now. It's definitely not my fault. All right, turns out this camera system has a cigarette lighter plug, but there's something in here that triggers that, because no matter how I wired it up, confirmed 12 volts, it just never would activate and turn on. I couldn't manually override it. It was just, it needs this. So what we did, we pulled it out of here. We're gonna stick it in here. That way it's just kind of always plugged in and good to go. We'll tape it all up, make sure it doesn't touch anything. I need to clean these up, get my seat back where it goes, and get editing this video because I'm like 2 days late on it already. Wind is blowing again. We have our little desk that we're gonna mount just behind the driver's seat, drying up. We got some stain on there, but we're gonna do a little light wind test of our new awning. Also, I wanna make sure our rear view camera still works. Ah, it smells like a new house in here. Come on. There it is. Rear view camera. Got plenty of cameras. The issue is when you're driving on a normal day-to-day basis, this isn't never on. This is just your radio and whatnot. We can finally see behind us. We actually control exactly the direction this camera is pointed. Look at that. Perfect. There we are, guys. Ah, and I just need a big screen TV across the ceiling. What do you guys think? We can just relax and watch the Cowboys lose. Maybe we don't do a TV. Awning is holding up even with the wind. Bed is incredibly comfortable, but that's not it because my wife just ordered something yesterday which just arrived, and I don't think she got the memo on the whole lightweight thing. All right. This is nice. And for once, being fairly short is playing to my advantage. We are installing bump outs eventually. All right, my wife really wanted some pillows or cushions for this trip. We're gonna have some custom made, because it's actually not that expensive to fit the benches, but until then, she goes and orders really large pillows. These weigh the same amount as that bench. So we've just effectively doubled the weight. This is kind of the accent color that we're gonna be going with for the inside of the van. Forest or olive green. It's good colors. Really heavy pillows. Throw in my U-shaped couch. Perfectly in time. We're about to hit the road, heading to California, Nitto, driving line, driver battles, Chuckawalla Valley Raceway, my first ever track event. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us on this Black Pearl build. Ahui ho, aloha.